Hey guys, so unfortunately I have some really bad news. The Tesla Model 2, which is long awaited, most affordable EV that you could possibly have starting at $25,000, is most likely not gonna happen this decade. You guys are probably bummed just as much as me because I've been watching Tesla and I've been following them since basically the beginning. And my whole Instagram for Get Energy started because of Tesla. So I was like extremely excited with everything they were going for, like pushing EVs and renewable energy so we can finally get off the grid and we can finally get away from oil companies. Well, with that, it needs to come with affordable electric vehicles. Well, Tesla has been trying to do that with the economies of scale for so long now, basically the last decade. And I think their whole plan and path forward is changing significantly. And with that, the M2 or the Model 2 is not really on their path anymore, and I'm gonna explain why. So why are they gonna get rid of the whole plan of the Model 2 and the most affordable electric vehicle to date at just $25,000? How could that even benefit them saying, no, we're not gonna produce it anymore? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tesla doesn't need to make the Model 2 anymore. Just look at their game plan the entire time. Let's just look at the statistics and the data that we have so far. So per hedgecompany.com, we see that the Model X starts at $105,000. Well, we could easily get that off of the Tesla.com website. Well, the average household income for people that own the Model X is $143,000. That's a nice chunk of change to afford such an expensive vehicle. Now, the Model S starts at $95,000, and the average household income for people that have that sedan is $153,000. That's a lot of money to afford, an electric vehicle that's $95,000. And lastly, we have the Model 3 and Model Y. So the Model 3 starts at $45,000 and the Model Y starts at a very large $59,000. Now the average household income for them is approximately $128,000, which it's a lot of money. You're still over that $100,000. So what? So what does this actually mean with all this data that I'm giving you guys? If we look at the median US household income, it's a pretty small $67,000. So just take that in. So two adults that are working basically full time, their taxes show that their income was only $67,000. And this again is just the median. So look up median. I'm not talking about average. Hey guys, you know what would actually be pretty awesome though? Is if you hit that subscribe button, because that really helps my channel out. And if you could just give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Anytime you guys comment, just know I will see it and I will respond back. I'm literally responding back to every single comment and I love to read all of them. So what does this actually mean for Tesla? Well, Tesla is looking at all their data. If you think about it, Tesla is maxed out on capacity, basically for all their warehouses and factories. They have a crazy large amount of reservations. They have too many reservations and orders, and they just don't have the capacity to even make the Model X, the S, the Y, the 3, and then you got the Cybertruck that's coming up too. So they're at max capacity and their profits are going through the roof. So why would they even consider a cheaper version of their EV that won't have the profit margin that these bigger and larger vehicles would have? So why would Tesla even care for that? If their profit margin is so high with these vehicles, why would you want to make a more affordable EV that would come to the masses and have more people get EVs? But if you look at the actual money part of it, it's not worth it. Now, a great example of this is the iPhone. So if you look at historical data, you can see, well, first of all, iPhone's expensive. It really is. The newest ones are easily $1,000 or more. And Apple is technically a luxury because of the way they build their business and the way they're actually viewed amongst everybody. If you have an Apple iPhone, you have a superior product compared to like Android, for example. Now, if we actually look at Apple, what happens to their iPhone costs as each generation comes on board? Well, the price increases. Now, if we actually look at the historical data, what's their most best-selling phone of all time? Well, you can see that it's the iPhone 6. Well, the iPhone 6 started at $649. Now that is very expensive for just a phone. Think about that. That's a, you know, coming from flip phones and all that stuff back in iPhone 6 age, which isn't that long ago. That was actually a luxury because that price was actually really high. Well, how, if their price is so high, how is that the best-selling iPhone? Now they have a cheaper version, it's the iPhone SE, which starts at $399. Why wouldn't that be the best-selling iPhone? If it's cheaper and it's pretty comparable, why wouldn't it be? And considering that the median household income is only $67,000 for the entire United States, that tells you that people should technically be buying the cheaper iPhone, but yet they're splurging on the iPhone 6, which is double the cost. And guys, this is just an example. I know the iPhone 12, 13 is out currently. This is just a correlation between basically Apple and Tesla. If iPhones are selling like crazy at this higher profit margin of the iPhone 6, there's no point in even having the iPhone SE if it barely makes you any money. Same thing with Tesla. They have all these orders for the Model S, X, 3, Y, you know, Cybertruck coming up. There's no point in actually making the Model 2. Now, the thing that's really gonna actually change this is if competition actually increases. As you guys know, there's actually very little competition at the moment for the Tesla Model Y and 3. If you really look at it, we have the Nissan Leaf long range, which starts at about $32,000. The Mach-E Select starts at $44,000. And the Chevy Bolt starts at about $31,000. Now that's fine and dandy. They have all these different small competitors, but these are brand new really to the market besides the Nissan, but the Nissan has abysmal range. It's only at just over 200 miles. And there's really not too much that's special about the Nissan compared to like a Tesla. You know, it has this gigantic screen. It looks phenomenal having, you know, such a large screen in the car. Once the competition between Tesla and all these other manufacturers heats up, the Model 2 will be coming. But currently EV prices are just too expensive. They really are, to get the batteries and to get the cars. There's not much profit margin if they're gonna sell it at $25,000. Now, as technology increases, energy density increases for these battery packs and we can use less material to get the same amount of range. Of course, you're gonna be saving money and it's gonna start getting competitive. But until that happens, which I personally can't see it in this decade, it's not gonna just happen. The Model 2 is just a non-existent figure until Tesla can really ramp up their production of all their vehicles and throw out thousands upon thousands of EVs per day. But at the moment, you know, Tesla is 100% maxed out. There's just no room to add another model, especially one that won't have the profit margin that the other models have. For a public trading company, it just does not make sense whatsoever to make the Model 2. All right, guys, I know you're as bummed as I am because the Model 2 is really not gonna come out, I can't see, before 2030. It just doesn't make sense. Even the Cybertruck's getting pushed out, and that was a few years back that I reserved it. You know, so if we're looking at 5 years of waiting for the Cybertruck, we're gonna be waiting a very long time for the Model 2. And we just need to have more competition before Tesla is like really jamming into gear that they're gonna get the Model 2 out and about so we can all afford this. All right, guys, until the next video, take care.